This is third sight with Fox, right now using Joe Hacker's Fox. Right now it's the guild's best Fox, but that could change. Using the all-in dagger. Here are the personas, Apsaras, Dionysus, and Norn. We want the Apsaras to have the Agility Master skill because she's going to be your first persona to get the Ice Residence, and also Rakukaja. Dionysus here has Rebellion. If you're not level 70 yet and don't have Dionysus, you can replace it with Succubus and have Revolution on Succubus. Lastly, Norn. You're not really using Norn for anything other than her highlight. But if you are struggling to survive, which with this rotation you shouldn't be, because it's already tailored to be easier to manage, and you can use the Wind Barrier for sustain. Yukimi on the Faith and Peace set, giving defense when giving a shield. Yukimi's weapon doesn't really matter. Her 5-star can improve your damage, but it's really not worth it. Her awareness 6 is very strong. If you have it, you won't be able to get the full stack for less damage, but nonetheless. Same with Puppets. Awareness 6, giving you another 20% increased damage, and also awareness 4, giving you a shield when Fox highlight. Puppets awareness 1, giving the party 1 stack of Seashell at the start is very important for speeding up the rotation. If you don't have this A1, you will have to go 1 extra turn in battle. This rotation does not need prosperity. However, I have it just for ease of use. I'm not switching this to a P set, and because this trust bonus. Puppet's 5-star weapon, not super worth it unless you're really wailing. Lastly, with Rin on the Control Departure set, just mainly because we don't really have another set that's super helpful for Fox. But I really like this set. It helps Rin do a little bit more damage on her own, and it gives a defense debuff, which you may know I'm a big fan of. Alright, this fight is super RNG, so it's gonna be very difficult for you to follow this guy completely. That's why I'm also doing it in video format, because in written format a lot of things may or may not go wrong depending on how much damage you're dealing and blah blah blah. So firstly, we do all that. So with Rin, we S1'd, or you can S3 if you have the A1. It shouldn't change too much. We're tackling one of the Baphomets. It doesn't have to be left or right, because the way this fight works is that once you kill both Baphomets, I believe Surt will break, or they do a certain percentage of health to Surt, and once Surt's HP goes to 0, obviously the boss will break and you get 2 turns to free to do damage. Basically, we need to find the best way to set up for that. That's why Rin has targeted the left Baphomet, or you can do the right one with the control debuff. So we shield Fox here. And now it all just depends on how much damage this counter attack does to you, and also how many follow-up attacks Fox does. Fox has done none, so that may or may not be good, I think. The best case is, yeah, 1 or 2 follow-ups, yeah? Yep, we are targeting the other Baphomet. And S2, ignoring the highlight. Because without prosperity, you should be getting a highlight on this turn. If you're not, it's once again still not a big deal. But if you do have problems with sustaining, you would go Norn here and use Norn's highlight, which gives your party a shield. Don't need to do that. Going to use this highlight, target myself, and then Marakukaja targeting someone else who also needs healing. Here is S1. Owie, where did Fox's shield go? The good got 1 counter, 2 counter, that's... Okay, this is pretty much our best case scenario. I'm going to S1 here. Into the minion. Yeah, we hope that Fox, nice, gets weakened. we cannot counter attack. And we've gotten a little bit early, so we don't have the max seashell buff, which is really annoying. We've killed too early. This is what I say with the problem with this fight. Here we're going to Kenai, and then Dionysus Rebellion on Fox. And here, this Absolute Judgment absolutely needs to kill. Nice. So it does about 7,900 damage for me. Might do more, might do less for you. Now we've broken on this turn. Perfect. We want to... Ideally, you would be using S1 on any of the small minions. You wouldn't want to target Surt because he takes... The minions take more damage. Fox is going to do that, and now we highlight. Nice, and S2. Perfect, and on Apsaras we will Rakukaja. We have back our puppet S3 here. Now we will S3. Shame we couldn't get the S3 on the first counter, but once again, Shield Fox. Ideally, Fox gets every single counter here. And here you would most prefer to have Surt so that you can S3 onto a different minion. Of course, I didn't there. Kenai. And now we're back on Dionysus. We have Revolution. You get back highlight, you would Yukimi highlight on one minion. And then you're gonna Yukimi S3 on a different minion. Reason being, we don't want to use up all of our... We want all of the minions to have that Rin debuff. For that big, juicy, yummy hit. Wowee. Nice. That's pretty good score. Thank you, Joe Hacker, for the excellently built fox. We are already friends, okay? Then why do you tell me to add friends if we're already friends? Okay, and lastly, for this video, if you ever find yourself in a situation like this, which it may happen, because Surt's speed actually varies depending on your, I guess, his HP value and, I don't know, some other things that I'm not quite sure of. And right now, a lot of information about the enemy specific exact stats and certain things, how the game works, is not really, I guess, possible. At least we don't really have for any data miners to really exactly tell us, hey, this is how much stat this particular enemy has. So we kind of have to go off of the things we do, certain things, stats that we do know of, and just intuition. And what we do know is that some of the times Surt will actually be behind Yukimi here. Some of the times he'll actually be in front for no apparent reason. So if this happens to you, you theoretically should reset. That will get you the better score. However, if you don't want to reset, and you've already reset a long time because this fight is quite a lot of RNG, and maybe you don't have the time for today, and you see this happen, this is completely okay, because what you can do is S3, keen eye here. Now, if you let Surt go, Surt will attack Fox and trigger the counter, wasting the counter. Instead of that, we're going to Fox highlight. Now, whatever you want on, so basically you want to alternate between Apsaras and dionysus, or dionysus / whatever your crit persona is, alternating between rebellion and revolution, and then Marakukaja and Rakukaja. So we're on Rakukaja here. S3 here. As for the 4th G cell, this might unironically still be a better run than my starting run because Rin has been here. So I'm actually gonna choose to wait because so here, if you attack, use Absolute Judgment. You have 5 stacks. You use Absolute Judgment here on Yukimi. That will unleash Fox's follow-up. We don't want to do that. Because we want the S1 buff Rin first. Or debuff, I should say. Good. S2.
見くびられたものだ。見くびられたものだ。見くびられたものだ。見くびられたものだ。ペルソナ。ディオニソス。
Now revolution.
いただいていく。大丈夫。さばけ。セテキス。
And now we Absolute Judgment. You can see that the speed water is a little bit weird. It's okay, we highlight. And here we actually get the suit on this turn, which is really, really good. So the potential for this is actually score better than my previous score. Right here, let's see. I think we ended up with 5 million. No, you would still prefer the other way. This is lower. But as you can see, it's lower by it is lower by a significant amount. But if you do run into this issue and you're struggling, it could take you a very, very long time to get a good run. Even the run that I had wasn't a perfect run, but yeah, if you run into this and you just wanted to get like a score, this is reasonable. This is a reasonable way to do it.